Denver 7 On Demand is brought to you by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
Hey, good Thursday morning to you. I'm Molly Hendrickson.
And I'm Nicole Brady with the latest from Denver 7.
We are under a first alert action day because of the downright freezing temperatures we're seeing.
This morning we are seeing temperatures in the negatives with the wind chill effects. Let's send it over to meteorologist Lisa Hidalgo for more on that.
Yeah, feels like what, about 24 below zero in Aurora this morning. A really cold start. It's pretty, but it's also going to be bright. With all the fresh snow on the ground and a lot of sunshine, you're going to get a lot of reflection, and it's going to be a bright drive-in. That's the view there on 6th Avenue. DPS closed for today, Denver Public Schools, so that's helping out, but we still have some really icy conditions. Now, we're looking at single-digit temperatures this morning, close to zero. We'll get into the teens by 11, and then some low to mid-20s for highs this afternoon, with a little mix of sun and clouds. With our highs right around 23 to 25, that's a good 20 degrees below the normal high of 45. So it's going to be a cold afternoon. Take a look at Futurecast as skies clear out this morning. A beautiful day, midday sunshine. The mountains will pick up a couple more inches of snow here in the next 12 to 18 hours before skies clear out in the high country tonight. We'll be in the low 20s this afternoon, and then early tomorrow morning, likely again looking at some single-digit lows down to about 2 in Denver. There will be more sunshine across the state on Friday. The mountains are going to get a break from some of that snow, and we'll be in the upper 30s tomorrow afternoon, so a little warmer. 43 on Saturday. It's one of the warmest days on this 7-day. It gets colder again on Sunday. Chance for some light snow, and that's going to be the first of 2 cold fronts that we're tracking on this 7-day forecast. So stay with Denver 7. We'll keep you updated as we track these next 2 storms.
All right, Lisa, and the ski resorts love the snow, but a reminder, all that snow is raising the risk for avalanches. Today, CDOT crews will do avalanche control work in the southwestern part of the state. If you take a look at the map here, you can see the avalanche risk is high in the southwestern mountains. If you go skiing, make sure to stay out of the backcountry restricted areas where avalanche danger is highest.
This morning, a trial date could be set to bring some type of closure to the family of Kelsey Schelling. Monday marks 6 years since she was last seen. She was pregnant and had gone to Pueblo to visit her then boyfriend Dante Lucas when she disappeared. Lucas has since been charged for her murder. Today is the first of 2 motion hearings for his case. His attorneys are trying to get his trial moved out of Pueblo. And tomorrow we expect big developments in the case of missing Woodland Park mom Kelsey Barrett. The nurse from Idaho connected to Barrett's disappearance is expected to plead guilty. Family members of 32-year-old Crystal Lee say she will plead guilty to at least 1 charge. We don't know what that specific charge is, but we do know investigators were looking at her for possibly disposing evidence.
Today, state lawmakers will start the process to create a special alert system for a missing veteran or military service member. A House bill will be heard today in the Veterans Affairs Committee. It would create a green alert program. That's similar to a silver alert for an elderly person who's missing. The green alert would notify us when a veteran or military member is missing and has a mental health condition.
Denver's new site for a tiny homes village for the homeless is upsetting some of the village's new neighbors. Tonight, the city is holding a community meeting over the project and new site. The lease is almost up for the village off 44th Street in Rhino. It will be relocating to a city-owned site off Pearl Street in Globeville, but some neighbors don't want the village.
You don't have to put it in this neighborhood when there are a lot of other empty properties around this city.
The community meeting is tonight at 6 at the Globeville Rec Center on Grant Street.
Well, the one organization wants you to take 2 wheels to work more often instead of 4. Bike Colorado is hosting its annual conference today called Moving People Forward. It'll look into how to make our state more bike friendly.
There are really very few reasons not to reach for the handlebars instead of the car keys, and that's why it's so important that Denver build out our bike network, build out our sidewalk network, so people have other options to get around instead of driving in a car.
The conference is at the Embassy Suites in downtown Denver. It is so popular, it sold out quickly. Well, today's the deadline if you want to send a Valentine out of state with Loveland's famous stamp on it.
You're going to have to get your cards to Loveland's postmaster or drop them off at the Loveland post offices by the end of the day. If you're sending one to someone here in Colorado, you have until Saturday. Denver teachers in their district have just days now to try to work out their differences.
Yesterday, Governor Polis announced the state will not intervene, which means come Monday, teachers can strike. Tomorrow afternoon, they plan to meet again. Both sides will meet to try and work out a deal.
And this morning, we sat down with DCTA's president and the superintendent. We want to hear what both sides say. You can hear those interviews starting with the union's president right now on thedenverchannel.com. And so joining us this morning is Denver Classroom Teachers Association President Henry Roman. And thanks for making that drive in this morning to join us.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah.
Well, Henry, do you have a session planned to try and negotiate something before Monday?
We do. It's this tomorrow, Friday at 5 p.m.
Okay.
So,
what are we thinking here? How are negotiations going?
So the idea, the devil is in the details, obviously, but the district should come with a proposal increasing funding for the salary schedule, recognition of professional development, and also additional educational lanes, just like what every other district has in Colorado.
So what is the biggest hang-up as far as negotiations go right now, if you could pinpoint one thing?
It's the structure of the salary schedule, because it allows you to move and increase your pay over time.
You guys want more base pay still.
Absolutely.
That's
base
still
pay
part of it.
is the most important aspect of this. The district has been offering one-time incentives, and we don't feel that's what we need.
And obviously, Polis making the announcement yesterday that he was not going to intervene. What was your reaction to that? Were you guys surprised? Were you expecting that?
He made the right decision. I think he has struggled a great deal, but he made the right decision, our right to strike. And I think, you know, in Denver, we have a massive teacher turnover crisis, and we want to make sure that the district is serious about taking care of that problem, even if it takes a strike.
All right, Henry Roman, president of the Teachers Union, thanks for being here once again.
And joining us now is Superintendent Susana Cordova.
So we have one last chance, it sounds like. Tomorrow night you guys will meet once again. What is the plan here from the district's perspective?
So, you know, all along what we've said is we really need to focus on what unites us. We are very close to a deal. We've put significant new dollars on the table. Our last proposal, all in over the next 3 years, would be about $50 million of new salaries for teachers. We have made very large cuts in our central office to help fund this. You know, we're very, very close. I think what it's going to take is for us to work hard at getting a deal.
You say you're close. How hopeful are you can do that by Monday?
Well, you know, there is time. We've got Friday, we've got all day Saturday, we've got all day Sunday. I think it's really important that the adults here act like adults. That's how we're going to come to the table, and that's why we think it's really important that we work on getting a deal.
You know, you were a teacher the last time DPS had a strike 25 years ago. So what was it like? I mean, did that accomplish what you guys hoped to accomplish?
So, you know, I was actually on maternity leave. So while I was teaching, I wasn't actually in the classroom. I didn't have to face the decision of striking or not striking. I came back in January after the strike in '94. You know, and strikes are really hard. They're challenging on school teams. They're challenging on communities. They're really difficult for kids. We've already made the decision we're not going to be able to keep our early childhood classrooms open, so our 3- and 4-year-olds won't have access to school if we're in a strike. It's in everybody's interest to get a deal.
And hopefully you'll get that
that's our
before
goal.
Monday. All right, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
We certainly appreciate it. And this has been your Denver 7 On Demand Update. Thanks for joining us.
Check back here later tonight for another update and download the Denver 7 app for breaking news and alerts. Have a good day.